Hello guys, welcome to Global Happenings. Today we have a trending news here for you. And the headline of the news reads, Creation of Agency for Ex-Terrorists calls for disintegration of the country, says Massob and Ohanaeze Ndibo. All right, let's look at the news in detail. But before we do that, please would like to encourage you, go and subscribe to the channel and also click on the bell icon so that anytime we publish videos, you'll be getting it at the snap of the finger. All right, let's look at the news in detail. The movement for the actualization of sovereign state of Biafra, Massob, and Ohanaeze Ndibo have warned the federal government that creating an agency for ex-terrorists, as proposed by some lawmakers, is an attempt to disintegrate the country. The group said incentivizing terrorists through an agency would mean an approval of the killing, maiming, and kidnapping of Nigerians by any group. The leader of the zone viewed the development as capable of compounding insecurity and dividing the country, while some youth saw the development a step to fast-track the realization of Biafra Republic. Ohanaeze Ndibo, which accused the federal government of promoting divisive tendencies by its body language to insecurity caused by Boko Haram insurgents, insisted that granting amnesty to the group will encourage other self-determination groups to become armed. The President General of Ohanaeze Ndibo, Chief Nia Nwodu, said the group does not believe that the captured insurgent member truly repented, and he added that certain forces beyond such members might have forced them into submission. Nwodu said, and I quote, the president continues to confirm that he shares some ideological affinity with Boko Haram. How can you offer amnesty to capture aggressors whose remorse is induced by hopelessness rather than genuine change of mind? How can you categorize harmless IPOB as terrorists and give amnesty to unrepentant aggressors? This duplicity of standard and undisguised bias betray his oath of office and deepen our divide in the country. If Boko Haram is granted amnesty, other self-determination groups are being indirectly encouraged to become armed and militants. The Executive Director, Civil Liberty Organization, Ibochukwu Izike, agreed with Ohanaeze, stating that captured terrorist member or Boko Haram member have not or had not shown remorse or surrendered willingly to earn amnesty. When somebody truly repents of his action and you are giving amnesty to him or her, it's acceptable. It is not acceptable when someone continues to inflict pains on the people and commit all kinds of evil against the society and you want amnesty granted to such a person. Again, when somebody is motivated to take an action against the state or the people, there is something that you can say is making the person to take up arms against the state, and you will begin to talk of doing something to assure his anger. In this case, nobody has told us why they took up arms. They set homes and communities on fire without justification and have made millions of widows in the society, as well as made several people's live in asylum, he said. Massob leader Uchenna Madu also said that deployed by the federal government to treat the Fulani and the criminal and other criminal bandits operating in core northern state as beloved children of Arewa must lead to break up Nigeria. He said, and I quote, the move to introduce the bill for the establishment of a national agency for repentant Boko Haram terrorists by Muslim-dominated Senate of Nigeria is another grand plot of Islamic Northern Caliphate to transfer more Boko Haram trained terrorists with their terrorist activities to southern part of Nigeria. Meanwhile, the Niger Delta Self-Determination Movement, NDSDM, has called on governors of the South-South region to immediately set up a regional security network that could aid the outstretched established security agencies in combating insecurity across the Niger Delta. In a letter addressed to the chairman Southside Governors Forum, Dr. Ifeanyi Okuwa, NDSDM said a regional security network had become imperative considering attack on the Niger Delta by herdsmen. This is a serious one, brother. It's really, really serious. Now, let's look at some of the response of Nigerians in this regard. And this one says here, let all zone be watchful. This is not time to blame any leader or father. Saying the truth, Nigeria is pregnant and will give birth to different children. Let all zone watch the north very well. All the security hits in PMB government are from the north. Let's watch very well. And this one says here, those originating the bill are their sponsors. Their body language reveal their inflicting support to the group. Another one says, oh my God, how come we are still finding it difficult to read between the lines? The middle belt down to the south leaders and governors should work the talk and stop reacting to the action of these Malu people who have completely lost it in governance. It's time for us to take the fight to them, to give them something to ponder about instead of us always waiting for them to act. My brethren, we don't want to be caught and killed while sleeping, because it has happened before. These guys know what they are doing and also what they are after. They are no fools. They are masters in the game in which they are playing. Another one says here, Ohanaeze, you guys should join forces with Nnamdi Kanu and fight for the freedom of your people. Hausa Fulani in Aso Rock have evil agenda against Christians. South, and the South is a lot of things to read, a lot of responses from Nigeria, all of them tilting towards one fact. And what is the fact? That there is a secret agenda, and that secret agenda is to see how these guys can take over, the Fulanis can take over the entirety of Nigeria and make it their own caliphate, a country of their own. And I think that is important at this juncture for us to have a rethink. First of all, when I saw it, I was surprised. First of all, the first thing that hit my mind was, does it mean a Boko Haram member is in the Senate? Sorry, I had to just think that way. Because I can't imagine, if you see the level of damage, you see the level of killings that these guys have instituted, and you are soliciting for an agency, which sane leader will be thinking of, rehabilitating guys who cannot be rehabilitated? You're talking about rehabilitating what? As at that point, maybe some of them, fear of death was just in their mind, and all what they were thinking about, we have changed. Me, I have changed. I was forced into it now. I have changed. Give them a chance and leave a gun in their hand and watch what they are going to do. If they will be telling stories again, you'll be amazed what they will do to you. So the truth of the matter is, we are thinking of how we are going to combat this thing, and other persons are feeling that it's very normal. Whatever thing, destruction that they have brought upon the country is very, very normal. My brother and my sisters that are listening to me, this is a pointer to the fact that these guys are not willing to let go of, they are not willing to solve this problem of insecurity. From all indication, they are not willing. How can you be thinking about that? That's why every day you see people queuing up behind Nnamdi Kanu, queuing up behind Nnamdi Kanu, queuing up behind him. It's not because he's such a great guy and all of that. That's why people are queuing up behind him. But they have realized that what the young man saw since 2013, he kept talking about it. Today, all those things are coming to pass. He has become almost a prophet to some people now, because he will talk, he will say something today, the next tomorrow you see those things coming to pass, which means he have deeper understanding about this thing more than every one of us. Look at Nyang Modu, a man who was always talking about a presidency for Ndibo come 2023. We need the presidency for Ndibo, and I think I'm a good choice for this presidency come 2023. Now he's tilting towards the breaking of the country. He's now supporting somehow, and that's why I'm pleading with those who are on top of the Biafra, that if in event of you breaking or seceding from Nigeria, don't try to kill some of these guys, because most of them didn't reason that fast. They were not so fast to, think that this thing will, come to this. But right now, their eyes are getting open on a daily basis, and the reality is staring at their own face. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu may have been born for this purpose, for him to push for the secession of, Biafra. But hey, it's not everybody that we're born with that kind of mindset. Some of them, when he was talking, was like, I leave this young man. What does he know? We know better than him. Maybe he's looking for small cover to keep life running and all of that. But right now, he's staring at their face. There's nothing they can do about it. So I solicit that you forgive them for the mistake they have done, and let's Nigerians see how we can join force. Because if with the way the things are happening, because before now I was thinking that much of the talking will be revolving around leadership, and we'll be hearing questions like all the political parties should give the Southeast an opportunity to rule. Let's see what they will be able to do, and try to call people to the table and say, what are your grievances? Can we get it solved? And all of that. That was what I was thinking. But on a daily basis, we are seeing things happen that, you are like, what is going on? Truly, what, Nnamdi Kanu say MNK say was actually true. These people have a plan. That kind of thing. People are just waking into that reality because, hey, we're talking about insecurity and you're talking about creating. It's the kind of thing that somebody will say like this. Somebody will stand up amidst, that scene in the house and shout and say, shut up, you're talking bullshit. How can you be talking about introducing a bill that talks about agency for de-radicalization, education, and reintegration of which people? Are you sure you're okay at all? When you have seen they are not stopping at anything. They want to. Fairly recently, just I think a day ago, I heard that they have even developed balls to the extent of standing on, I think, Adamawa Road, so Federal Road, and they were checking people's paper. It's now our territory. They were checking people's paper. They were, let's see your ID card. Are you a military person? Hey, where are you? Come back here. Let's check you. And they went away with some young men who are trying to do just bonders, those young men who wants to be vigilante. He said they went away with some of them, my brother. So you can now see that these guys have taken over. And you are talking about agency to... Is it that they gave it to you like food to eat in the dream and you wake up and you say it? It's better they push it back into his mouth, because a man, for him to think that way, it clearly shows he's not reasoning fine. Automatically, he's not reasoning fine. If he's reasoning fine, he can't even be saying that. So now let's go back to what we're discussing, the issue of seceding. All of these calls for seceding. Now you can see a lot of people are now seeing reasons. Wow, this is a good reason why these things was happen. And I can assure you that the South is already, though they have not really talked about this thing and all of that. But hey, by the step they took, it clearly shows for them to have their own internal security structure. It clearly means that they have also a plan for Oduduwa Republic. I saw on the internet at one time said we're up to, I think, 50 million people in the Southwest. And who says that we cannot get a country of our own? After all, we have some countries that are barely 2 million, some are just 5 million, some 10 million. I mean, just the Southeast alone, the population in Southeast alone, I think they can take care of Ghana. They're as much as Ghana, I think so. So what will change this thing? Until there is a change of mind, or until we wake up and begin to work faster. I think, unfortunately, I don't know, Nigeria is not as secure as we thought it was. Things may be getting out of hand. It's a wake-up call. All of these things that is happening is a wake-up call that everybody should start bearing his father's name. Let's go back home and begin to have a rethink. If there will be anything like 2023, let's begin to have a rethink. Because if the government of the day keep quiet, okay, imagine the case of, proscribing Biafra. People who have never carried arm, people who have never carried a gun, are people that have been proscribed. And then Fulani headsmen who are regulars, I mean, they just enjoy carrying guns around. They think sometimes you see it with them and you think it is toy gun. You don't know it's AK-47. And they have not just carried gun to protect their cows again. No. They are now using it to rob. They are using it to cause maim. They are using it to do terrible things. It's a wake-up call. If the government will not do anything about it, I think it's time for Nigerians to take a bold step. And that bold step may lead to the disintegration as spoken by Nyanwodu. If he doesn't do anything about it, I'm sorry to say that Nigerians, we don't know what will happen in the nearest future. FFK just fairly recently said something. He said he's perceiving something is going to happen in the next few months because right now Nigerians are all tired. Nigerians are overly tired. And they need to be a wake up by somebody. And if not, who knows what will happen in the future.